Good morning, all. In this class, we discuss the propagation of electromagnetic waves in conducting medium. Last class, we have discussed the propagation of electromagnetic waves in dielectric medium, and now we discuss the propagation of electromagnetic waves in conducting medium. Electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic waves in conductors. Electromagnetic waves in conductors. We know the Maxwell's equation in dielectric medium. The Maxwell's equation in dielectric medium as Maxwell's equations in dielectric medium. Maxwell's equations in linear medium instead of dielectric medium. We have already discussed the case with the dielectric medium. Now I discuss the Maxwell's equation in linear medium. Linear media as the linear media can be dielectric or conducting media. It can be any, it can have different conductivities. So we have the Maxwell's equation as del dot E is equal to rho f by epsilon for linear media, rho f by epsilon, where epsilon is permittivity of medium. Rho f is free charge density. Then del cross E is equal to del cross E equal to, so the second equation is del dot B is equal to 0. Equation 2, then del cross E equal to minus dou B by dou T. Equation 3, del cross B is equal to mu E plus, sorry, mu JF plus mu JF plus mu epsilon dou E by dou T. This is equation number 4. Where rho f is free charge density and JF is free current density. Rho f is free charge density, which is volume charge density. Rho f is volume charge density, and JF is free current density. In the case of conductive medium, when you apply an electric field, there are free charges, and the free charges can move. So the current density, the current density JF is not equal to 0 in conductive medium. In the previous case for dielectric medium, we have assumed that there is no free charge, and hence the free current density JF is equal to 0. In this case, it is not equal to 0. JF is given by JF equal to sigma into E, where sigma is conductivity of medium, where sigma is the conductivity, where sigma is the conductivity of medium. Now we know the equation of conductivity, equation of continuity, the equation of continuity. The equation of continuity can be obtained from the expression for electric current. What is the expression for electric current? Electric current I equal to minus dq by dt. Electric current I equal to, due to free charges, so I am giving IF equal to minus dqf by dt. Current is due to decrease in charge in a region. If a region is having some charge and that charge is decreasing with respect to time, then we can obtain current from that charge. This Free charge, we can take it as if rho f is volume charge density, then charge, total charge can be written as volume integral rho f dv. Now, free current, we can write it as integral j dot dA. This is surface integral of current density, and this one is volume integral of charge density. So we can write this equation as surface integral of j dot dA is equal to minus d by dt of volume integral of rho dV. This surface integral we can change into volume integral as using Stokes theorem. Integral j dot dA equal to del dot j dV. This is using Gauss divergence theorem. This is Gauss divergence theorem. Integral j dot dA equal to integral del dot j dV. So left hand side we can write it as del dot j dV equal to right hand side this volume integral, this is with respect to space coordinates, and this differential is with respect to time coordinate. Time and space coordinates are independent coordinates, so we can change the order of operation. So we can take integral, then differential of rho, then volume element dV. Rho can be a function of space coordinates and time coordinates. So dou by d by dt, when I take with d by dt of rho, we need to take the partial derivative with respect to t. So this right hand side I will be writing volume integral minus dou rho by dou t. Rho is a function of space coordinates x, y, z and time t. So I am writing dou by dou t of rho into dv. So equating the integral del dot j equal to minus dou rho free by dou t. So this is equation of continuity. Equation 6 represents the equation of continuity. From the continuity equation, we can find the relation connecting j and rho. Now we will find the expression for free charge density rho f. For that, I will be taking from Maxwell's equation 1 del dot E is rho f by epsilon 0. So this j from equation 5 j equal to sigma E. So this j I will be giving sigma E. So this equation left hand side will be sigma into del dot E. Sigma into del dot E equal to minus dou rho f by dou t. Now we take substitute the value of del dot E. What is del dot E? Del dot E is rho f by epsilon 0. So sigma rho f by epsilon. Rho f by epsilon equal to minus dou rho f by dou t. This equation we can write it as dou rho f by rho f equal to minus sigma by epsilon dou t. Dou rho f by rho f equal to minus sigma by epsilon dou t. On integrating integral dou rho f by rho f equal to minus sigma by epsilon integral dt plus constant of integration. This constant of integration, if I write this integral, it will be ln rho f equal to minus sigma t by epsilon plus c. At t equal to 0, rho f, let it be rho f at t equal to 0 be rho f 0. So at c equal to 0, t equal to 0, this will become ln rho f 0 equal to c. So instead of constant of integration, I can write it as ln rho f 0. So this equation becomes ln rho f equal to minus sigma t by epsilon plus ln rho f 0. Now instead of this, taking this term to left hand side, it will be ln rho f by rho f 0 is equal to minus sigma t by epsilon over rho f equal to rho f at time t. So this rho f I can write the rho f t equal to rho f 0 e raised to minus sigma by epsilon t. So this is the expression for free charge density, volume charge density, equation 7. Or I can write this equation as rho f t equal to rho f0 e raised to minus t by tau. This I am writing this as equation number 8, where tau equal to, what is tau? Tau equal to epsilon by sigma. Tau equal to epsilon by sigma. Equation 9. This is called the characteristic time. Characteristic time. So characteristic time is the time at which the charge given to the material, charge given to the conductor dissipates to the surface. So its volume charge density becomes zero in the characteristic time tau. Actually, it is not zero, it is 1 by e of rho f0. If I give tau equal to epsilon by sigma, then this will be at time t equal to tau. When at time t equal to tau, when t equal to tau, this time becomes rho f t is equal to rho f0 e raised to minus 1. That means the charge density, volume charge density reduces to 1 by e of its initial value. That means it is negligible. So during that time, during tau time, it is dissipating to the surface. The volume charge density is dissipating to the surface, and hence volume charge density becomes zero, negligible when t equal to tau. So for a perfect conductor, if I take a perfect conductor, if I take a perfect conductor, then sigma is equal to infinite. If sigma is infinite, then tau equal to 0. Tau equal to 0 means within no time it will be dissipating to the surface. So for a good conductor, for a good conductor, for a good conductor, sigma is high. If sigma is high, then tau is very low. If tau is low, within short span of time, the charge given to the conductor is dissipating to its surface. That means the charge density, volume charge density becomes zero within a short span of time. That span of time, actually there is a movement of charge, but that time we are taking the transient current and we are not dealing with the transient current. If we give charge to the conductor and we are waiting for sufficient time such that the charge is distributed over the surface and the volume charge density becomes negligibly small. So for a conductor we can take, therefore for a conductor we can take, for a conductor, we can take rho f at sufficient time, rho f becomes 0. So in the expression, in the Maxwell's equations, we can take rho f equal to 0. Now instead of jf, we will be giving sigma e. Therefore, the Maxwell's equations in conducting media becomes, first equation is del dot E equal to rho f by epsilon 0, that can be taken as 0. This is equation number 10. So this is equation number 10. Then del dot B is equal to 0. Equation 11. Third equation is del cross E equal to minus dou B by dou T. This is equation 11. Then del cross B equal to mu j instead of j we will be writing sigma e plus mu epsilon dou e by dou t. So this is equation number, sorry, this is 12 and this one is equation number 13. So these are the Maxwell's equations in conducting media. Now similar to dielectric media, we can obtain the wave equations, the expressions for electric and magnetic field vectors in a conductor. For writing the wave equation, we will take the curl of equation 3 and equation 12 and equation 13. Taking the curl of equation 13, sorry, equation 12. First I take the curl of equation 12, then we will take the curl of equation 13. Now take the curl of equation 12. Equation 12, left hand side del cross C, which is equal to minus dou by dou t of del cross B. What is del cross C? Del of del dou D, del of del dou D minus del square E. Right hand side minus dou by dou t of del cross B is mu sigma E plus mu epsilon dou E by dou T. So this del dou D is 0. Then minus minus will cancel. So we will be having del square E is equal to mu sigma dou E by dou T plus mu epsilon dou by dou T of dou E by dou T is dou square E by dou T square. So this is equation number 14. This one is equation 14. Similarly, by taking curl of equation 13, we get the expression for magnetic field as del square B equal to mu sigma dou B by dou T plus mu epsilon dou square B by dou T square. This is equation number 15. So we can obtain the wave equations as equations 14 and 15. The solutions, just like dielectric media, here the wave equations are same with one additional term mu sigma dou E by dou T. The plane wave solutions, just like dielectric medium, the same type of plane wave solution that can also be a solution of these equations. So we can admit plane wave solutions for these equations. These equations still admit plane wave solutions of the form plane wave solutions of the form. So we can assume plane wave solutions of the form EZT equal to E0 e raised to I kz minus omega t, equation number 16, and BZT equal to B0 e raised to I kz minus omega t, equation 17. We can assume plane wave solutions of the form E0 e raised to I kz minus omega t and B0 e raised to I kz minus omega t for these wave equations. But the difference from dielectric media is that in this case these wave vectors will be complex. So these k will be that we will see soon. In this case the wave vector is complex. In the case of dielectric medium, the wave vector is a real number. Here the wave vector is a complex, that we will see now. Take the differential of this one, del square E. What is del square E? When you take del square E, del of E, this is a function of Z, so it will be dou square by dou Z square. Dou by dou Z of this one will be E0 e raised to I kz minus omega t into Ik. Then dou square, it will be Ik into Ik. So this is Ik square E0 e raised to I kz minus omega t. So this is del square E. Now what about dou E by dou t? Dou E by dou t, differential of this one with respect to t, then it will be minus I omega into E0 e raised to I kz minus omega t. Now what is dou square E by dou t square? Dou square E by dou t square is minus I omega the whole square E0 e raised to I kz minus omega. Substitute these values in equation, the wave equation 14. So substitute this value in equation 14. Therefore equation 14 becomes, left hand side of equation 14 is dou square E by del square E. So del square is I k square E0 e raised to I k z minus omega t. In all the terms E0 e raised to I k z minus omega t will be there. That will cancel each other. So del square E I am giving I k square. I k square is actually minus k square. So left hand side del square E, this term will cancel. So I am not writing that term. This I k square minus k square equal to, right hand side, the first term is mu sigma dou E by dou t. Dou E by dou t is minus I omega E0 e raised to I k z minus omega t. That will cancel. Then plus mu epsilon dou square E by dou t square. Dou square E by dou t square is minus I omega the whole square. Minus square is plus, I square is minus. So this will be minus omega square. Then E0 e raised to I k z minus omega t will cancel from all the terms. So this equation we can write it as minus, when I cancel minus from these terms, k square equal to mu epsilon omega square plus I. This term will be I mu sigma omega. So this is k square. That means in this case k is a complex number. Since it is having a real part and imaginary part, we can have we obtain the wave vector k as complex number. That is different from what we studied for dielectric medium. In dielectric medium, k is a real number. In conducting medium, k is a complex number. So we assume, let us assume kr be the real part and ki be the imaginary part of the complex wave vector k. Let us assume kr as the real part and ki as the imaginary part of the complex wave vector k. Then I can write k complex equal to kr plus IKI, where KR and KI are, they are real numbers, but K is a complex number. Since here I term is there, K and KR are real numbers, but KR plus IK is a complex number. So squaring that, when you square this K square, we will be having KR square plus ik square. Ik square is minus k square, then plus 2 kr into ik, that we can write it as I into 2 kr ki. So this one is equation 19 and this one is equation 20. So comparing equations 18 and 20, the real and imaginary parts of equations 18 and 20. When you compare these two equations, you will be having the real part kr square minus ki square equal to mu epsilon omega square, equation 21, and 2 kr ki equal to mu sigma omega. This is equation 22. Now solve these two equations for finding kr and ki. Solving these two equations, we can obtain the real part and imaginary part of the complex wave vector k. So from this equation, calculate ki. Ki equal to mu sigma omega by 2 kr. Substitute that value in equation 21. This is kr square minus ki square is mu square sigma square omega square by 4 kr square. Then this term take to left hand side minus mu epsilon omega square equal to 0. Now multiply this by kr square. So we will be having kr raised to 4 minus this term I am writing here, mu epsilon omega square kr square, then minus mu square sigma square omega square by 4 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation in kr square. We have the quadratic equation as ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Then the solution is x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Here a equal to 1, b equal to minus mu epsilon omega square, c equal to minus mu square sigma square omega square by 4. So find the solution. Instead of x we are having kr square. So the solution is kr square equal to x equal to minus b. B is mu epsilon omega square plus or minus square root of b square is mu square epsilon square omega raised to 4 b square minus 4ac, minus minus plus 4 into 4, this will cancel, mu square sigma square omega raised to omega square by 2a. 2 into a is 1. So kr square equal to mu epsilon omega square plus or minus, from these two terms I am taking mu square epsilon square omega raised to 4 common. So outside we are having mu epsilon omega square into square root of 1 plus second term mu square is taken common, omega raised to 4 is taken common. So it will be sigma square by epsilon square is taken common. So denominator we are having epsilon omega the whole square. So we are having mu epsilon omega square into 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square by 2. From these two terms I am taking kr square equal to, I am taking mu epsilon omega square common from these two terms. So mu epsilon omega square by 2 into 1 plus or minus square root of 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square. So this is kr square. So the square root of this one will give kr, but kr and ke are real numbers. So when you take 1 minus this term is greater than 1 since it is 1 plus this one. So this is greater than 1. So when you take 1 minus this one, it will be a negative quantity and square root of that will be an imaginary number, but kr should be a real number. So we should take only the positive sign. So we can take kr square neglecting the negative term. Why it is neglected? Kr should be a real number. Kr should be real. So we can neglect the negative term. So kr square equal to mu epsilon omega square by 2 into 1 plus square root of 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square. So kr is square root of this one. So kr equal to square root of this one means omega square you can take outside. So omega square into omega square outside root. So omega into mu epsilon by 2 into 1 plus square root of 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square the whole raised to 1 by 2. So this is the real part of wave vector and I can give equation 23. In a similar way, we can obtain the imaginary part ki as ki equal to omega into square root of mu epsilon by 2 into this is minus 1 plus square root of 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square the whole raised to 1 by 2. So we obtain the imaginary part as this one. So this is equation number 24. This is equation number 24. So these are the real and imaginary part. That means the wave vector is having a real part and an imaginary part. So we can write the wave equation as, therefore the wave equation can be written as, therefore the electric and magnetic fields, complex amplitudes of electric and magnetic field vectors can be written as, so in electric and magnetic field vectors we are having complex k. That complex k you write it as kr plus I ki. So your field vectors you can write it as E zt equal to E complex zt equal to E0 e raised to I. Instead of k you are writing kr plus IKI z minus omega t. So this equation for electric field becomes E z t is equal to E0 e raised to first term I into kr z. Second term is I into IKI, that will be minus ki z. So e raised to minus ki z e raised to I, then here kr z minus omega t. So this is the expression for electric field vector. Electric field vector in a conducting medium. Question 25. Similarly, the magnetic field vector, complex magnetic field B z equal to B0 e raised to minus ki z e raised to I k r z minus omega t. So this is equation number 26. So the imaginary part represents, from the imaginary part we know that the amplitudes are given by the amplitudes at distance z. At distance z is given by E0 e raised to E0 e raised to minus ki z and B0 e raised to minus ki z. What does it mean? The amplitude decreases with the distance. So the imaginary part represents the attenuation of wave, the decrease in amplitude of wave with the distance. The amplitude of wave decreases with the distance. If I take a characteristic distance z equal to 1 by ki, I am representing that by d. D is called skin depth. If I take a distance d equal to 1 by k, then what about the amplitude? Amplitude is E0 e raised to minus 1. So this will become E0 by E. The amplitude, skin depth is the distance at which the amplitude decreases to 1 by eth of its value at the surface. Its value at the surface. So for a good conductor, if I take a perfect conductor, for a good conductor, sigma tends to infinity, sigma is infinite. So this time minus 1 plus infinity, this will be infinite. So k is infinite. If k is infinite, then skin depth d equal to 1 by k, so that will be 0. So for a perfect conductor, the electromagnetic wave cannot penetrate through the conductor. There won't be any transmitted wave. It cannot penetrate through the conductor if it is a perfect conductor. For a good conductor, K is very high, so D is very small. So for a good conductor, Ki is high. If K is high, then D is very small. So a short distance it can penetrate, but the amplitude decreases exponentially with the distance, and hence within a short distance the amplitude becomes zero. So electromagnetic wave attenuates inside a medium. The attenuation, the imaginary part of wave vector Ki represents the attenuation of wave, attenuation of electromagnetic wave inside the conductor. It represents how far it can pass through the, how far it can penetrate through the conductor, which is determined by the imaginary part. Now the real part, which is inside this term, real part is inside this term. So the wave-like characteristics is represented by the real part. So the real part Kr, the real part Kr represents which determines wavelength, the wavelength, propagation speed, propagation speed, and refractive index of medium. Refractive index of medium. All these are determined by the real part. So we can write the wavelength as lambda equal to 2 pi by k real. We can write the velocity as omega by k real. We can write the refractive index as c by v equal to c by v is omega by k. So c by omega kr. So the real part represents all wave-like characteristics. They are determined by the real part of the wave equation. Now we can write the wave equation as E equal to the complex electric and magnetic fields, complex electric and the magnetic fields can be written as E equal to E Z T is equal to E Z T equal to E0 e raised to minus K I Z e raised to I K R Z minus omega T. This is if it is along x direction, then what about the magnetic field? Bz is K cross E, K cross E by omega. Magnetic field is given by K cross E by omega. So its direction will be, propagation is along Z direction. So Z cross X will be Y. So the magnetic field will be along the Y direction. So we can write BZT as K by omega E0 e raised to minus K I Z e raised to I K R Z minus omega T, which is along Y direction. So this is equation number this one is 26 and this one is 27. This equation, all these equations, right, 28, all these equations 28, and this one 29. This equation is equation number 30. So these are the electric and magnetic field vectors. Like any complex number, we can write K as, we can write the complex wave vector as, can write the complex wave vector as K is equal to modulus K into e raised to I phi, where K is the modulus and phi is the phase. If k is the modulus and phi is phase, so we can write the complex number as k e raised to I phi, where k is the modulus. So k equal to modulus k. How can we find the modulus k? Modulus k equal to k plus k real plus ik imaginary into k real minus ik imaginary. So it will be k square equal to k r square plus k I square, or k equal to square root of k r square plus k I square. So what is k r? K r is this one. K r is, so k r is omega mu epsilon by 2, this one. So square this one, then square this one and add these two terms. When you square, you will be having mu epsilon omega square by 2. This plus 1 and minus 1 will get cancelled, then plus square of this one. So adding these two. So this will be 2 into root of 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square. This 2 and by 2 will cancel. So we will be having mu epsilon omega square into root of 1 plus sigma square epsilon omega the whole square. So we are having k r square plus k I square as square root of mu epsilon omega square into square root of 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square. Taking omega square outside, we can write the modulus as omega into square root of mu epsilon into square root of 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square. Sorry, omega square, when I take outside, this will be omega. Omega. So this is the expression for k. The modulus of wave vector. So this one is equation number 31. This is equation 31. Now what about tan phi? Tan phi equal to k imaginary by k real, or phi equal to tan inverse ki by kr. So this represents the phase and first equation represents the modulus. Now we can find the relation between amplitudes. The complex amplitudes, the complex amplitudes E0 equal to, E0 complex amplitude is real amplitude E0 I delta, where delta is phase of electric field, so I am writing I delta E, and B0 complex equal to B0 e raised to I delta B. Delta B is phase of magnetic field and delta is phase of electric field. The complex amplitudes are related by, the amplitudes are related by the equation. We know that the magnetic field B equal to, or B0 complex equal to k by complex k by omega into E0. The amplitudes of electric and magnetic field vectors are related by the equation k E0 by omega is B0. This is the amplitude of, this is the amplitude B0. So B0 is k omega by E0. So this is k omega by E0. But B0 is, B0 complex is B0 I delta B is equal to k is capital K modulus e raised to I phi by omega. This is E0 e raised to I delta E. Or we can write B0 e raised to I delta B is equal to K E0 by omega e raised to I delta E plus phi. E raised to I delta E plus phi. B0 equal to the amplitudes are related by the equation B0 equal to, we can write it as K by omega E0. B0 equal to K by omega E0, equation number 33. K by omega B0 and delta B equal to delta E plus phi. Delta E equal to delta B plus phi. That means the magnetic field and electric field are no longer in phase. Therefore, the magnetic field and electric field are no longer in phase. In dielectric medium, we have seen that delta E equal to delta B. So they are in phase, but in a conducting medium, the magnetic field vector and electric field vector are having a phase difference phi. They are no longer in phase. They are having a phase difference which is given by phi. Now from equation 33, what is B0 by E0? B0 by E0 equal to capital K by omega. What is capital K? Capital K is omega into root of this one. So K by omega will be root of mu epsilon into square root of 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square. Mu epsilon into 1 plus sigma by epsilon omega the whole square. So this is B0 by E0. The real amplitudes are related by this equation 35. Now they are having a phase difference phi. Electric and magnetic field vectors are having a phase difference phi. So we can write the real amplitudes as the real amplitudes of electric and magnetic field vectors. The real amplitude, sorry, not amplitude, the real electric and magnetic field vectors. The real electric and magnetic field vectors can be written as real electric field vector. We can write E is T. The real electric field vector E is T vector E is T is equal to E0. What is amplitude? E0 e raised to minus K I Z. This is the amplitude. Then real part is cosine of Kr Z minus omega t plus delta E. This is along x direction. This is along x direction. Now the magnetic field, the real magnetic field B is T equal to, instead of B0, I am writing B0 only. B0 e raised to minus Kiz, then cosine of Kr Z minus omega t plus delta B. What is delta B? B is T equal to B0 e raised to minus Kiz cosine of Kr Z minus omega t plus delta E plus phi. This is along y direction. Propagation is along z direction. So these are the real electric and magnetic field vectors. Equation 36 and equation 37. From these equations, it is clear that electric field is along x direction, magnetic field is along y direction. So they are mutually perpendicular. But in dielectric medium, we are having Krz minus omega t plus delta. Here also Krz minus omega t plus delta. They are in phase in dielectric medium. But in conducting medium, they are having a phase difference phi. So they are not in phase in conductors, but in dielectrics, they are in phase. The another difference is that in the case of dielectric medium, these amplitudes are constant. Electric field amplitude is E0 and magnetic field amplitude is B0. But in this case, the electric field amplitude is E0 e raised to minus Kiz, and magnetic field amplitude is B0 e raised to minus Kiz. That means as Z increases, the magnetic field and the amplitudes of electric and magnetic field vectors decreases. Now we draw the graph of this one. For drawing the graph of this one, I am assuming if delta E, let delta E, if delta E, I am taking it as pi by 2. Delta E is pi by 2. Then cos kz minus omega t plus pi by 2 electric field. That will be sine kz minus omega t. If delta B is delta E plus phi, that is pi by 2 plus phi. Phi, let us take it as pi by 2. If I take phi as pi by 2, then delta B will be pi by 2 plus pi by 2, that will be equal to pi. That means cos kz minus omega t plus pi means this is cos kz minus omega t. So if you are having a phase difference of pi by 2 between these two waves, and if one is represented by sine theta, then the another one is represented by cos theta. They are no longer in phase. Now I am drawing a graph with a phase difference of pi by 2. That will be easy for me for drawing. So I will draw the electric and magnetic field vectors with a phase difference of pi by 2. So this x direction and this one is z direction. I will draw a direction like this. This is y direction. So this is x direction. This is x direction and this one is y direction and this one is z direction. Along z direction is direction of propagation of wave. Direction of propagation is along z direction. Electric field is along x direction and magnetic field is along y direction. This is direction of propagation of wave. Now the electric field, let the maximum value of electric field at z equal to 0, let that maximum value will be E0 and it is decreasing exponentially with the distance. So let the electric field is decreasing like this. So this point I am marking here. These points equal intervals I am dividing for drawing the graph. So when you draw the electric field, its amplitude should decrease like this. So this decrease is given by E0 e raised to minus KIZ. So it is exponentially decreasing, and now I draw the amplitude of electric field vector, a variation of electric field vector. So this is here it becomes maximum, then it becomes 0 at this point. This is represented by sine theta. So here this is again this is decreasing. This amplitude is decreasing. Here it is, it should decrease with the distance. So it is varying like this. So this is the variation of electric field vector, and I am drawing the field variation. Field vectors are varying like this. They are varying along the y direction. Electric field is varying along the y direction. So this represents the variation of electric field. This is variation of electric field, and this is field vector at different points. Variation of electric field vector at different points. Now, in a similar fashion, we will draw the variation of magnetic field, but that variation should be along the YZ plane. So it should be perpendicular to the plane of this paper. So we will draw the variation of magnetic field along the Y direction. In the case of dielectric medium, both the electric and magnetic field vectors are in phase. So if electric field is starting from this point, magnetic field also should start from this point. Like this we have drawn the variation. But in this case they are no longer in phase, and I have assumed a phase difference of pi by 2. If it is having a phase difference of pi by 2, when this is 0, the magnetic field vector should be maximum, then it should decrease with the distance. So at this point it is maximum, and here it should be 0. So variation of magnetic field is, so here it is 0. Now it is going in opposite direction. Here it is maximum, and again it becomes 0 at this point. Again here it is maximum and becomes 0 at this point. This amplitude is, the amplitude of magnetic field is also decreasing with the distance. So it should go like this. Variation of magnetic field vector. If I draw the variation of magnetic field vector, this vibration is like this. Here the variation is like this. Here the vibration along this direction. This is along this direction. They are varying in opposite, mutually perpendicular directions. Also, they are having a phase difference phi. So these are the variations of magnetic field. This amplitude also decreases with the distance. If I have an amplitude B0 at this point, if this is B0, then this amplitude is also, this B0 is also decreasing. This B0 is also decreasing exponentially with the time. This B0 is decreasing exponentially with the, this B0 is decreasing exponentially with the time. This, sorry, exponentially with the distance, not time. It is decreasing exponentially with the distance. This B0 is decreasing exponentially with the distance. This is B0 e raised to minus ki z. It is also decreasing exponentially. So this represents the variation of magnetic field, which is varying in a perpendicular direction, and the phase is different from that of electric field. So these are the variation. This is variation of magnetic field vector. This represents the variation of magnetic field vector. So this is the case with the propagation of electromagnetic wave in a conducting medium. So this is variation. In the case of dielectric medium, they are in phase and the amplitude remains constant. Here the field vectors are mutually perpendicular and the amplitude decreases with the distance. Also, there is a change in phase. They are not varying in phase. Okay, thank you.